Just letting everyone know. So I've just started going over the schedule a little. People are still trickling in. Somebody has to leave in 10 minutes. That is perfectly fine. Thank you so much. They are turning in their projects 4A and 4B. I am not taking off for things that are late now. COVID is just too crazy and there's enough stress on you guys already. So what we're going to be doing today, we are going to do a little warm up. We're going to have a moment to let anyone talk about if anything is bothering them or something they'd like to talk with friends about. Then we're going to be just looking at the definitions of our mechanical and fluid technology, looking at a couple more videos to help us really understand what these things look like. And then hopefully the last half of class, again, I want to be working on quizzes and projects that you have not turned in. So I am going to actually be trying to demonstrate how to build one of these projects from soup to nuts during the class. I want to show you because I still feel about a third of our class is in danger of failing. A lot of people are not doing the projects. They're only doing the vocab quizzes. This quarter, these projects we're working on are very big points. They are 40 points apiece, the last four with 2 core technologies. The first one, biotech, was only 20 points, but that is over 200 assignment points is in these projects. So I really want to make sure that you know how to do them and hopefully that you're actually enjoying yourself working on them and presenting them. They should not be, once you establish your title card, your 9 core technologies, all you have to be adding to your project is a slide with a definition of the technology, like biotechnology, 5 slides, each slide with one example of that technology, and you validate it. You say, the lawn is made out of grass that has been genetically modified to eat the feet off of anyone who walks on it. This is an example of biotechnology because grass is living and it has been genetically modified to the master's purpose. I want you to use your imagination. I want you to have fun. I have a couple that I can show everyone, all right? So nobody else seems to be coming in. Let's get to it, all right? Anybody have any initial questions other than I have to leave in 10 minutes? That is fine. Again, do remember, I am always recording our lectures and I am posting them on a playlist on YouTube. It should be in our module. I'll show you where that is. All right, let's look at the warm up first. This is just going over a couple of our technologies and it's a little fuzzy. We found some issues with my analysis. So let's go with question 1. Ooh, and I'm going to bring out the great spinner of death. As I say, you think I'd set this up before class, but. All right, question 1 is, which technology does the example of a barrel belong to? Look, here's Layla. Maybe she's the one to answer this. Welcome, Layla. We're just looking at our warm-ups, and I hate to say as the late entrance, you are going to be volunteered. Question 1, which technology showed a barrel as an example of it? I'm saying, which technology does a barrel belong to? There is another answer in here that could be used, but I'm trying to say, what did we see used as an example of a barrel for the technology? Was it materials technology, structural technology, fluid technology, or mechanical technology? What do you think? Layla? Layla, are you out there? Let's think that her mic's not working. Okay, I have my fabulous spinner of death. We are in period 6. Come on. Let's see. I'm not sure. Is Amir here? Amir? No, didn't think so. Is Simon Imani? No, I hate to say he's missing too. I know I'm. Mackenzie Green, can you help me with this? Which technology does a barrel belong to? Is it material, structural? What's that?
Oh, I don't really know, but I think it's either structural or materials. Like it would be materials because
Okay,
you're using wood to make something like new out of it, and then structural because like the barrel has a structure. So I don't
perfect,
really know. It's a
perfect.
contain.
That's exactly the issue that we ran into. I was thinking structural, and that's why I was saying what we showed you, because that was in the presentation, that a barrel was structure, that it's a container. The idea of why it's structural is it is a container. Materials is also totally accurate because, of course, a barrel is made out of materials. But all right, so the next question, the first question might have revealed the kind of answer that it might have. Okay, so the next question, and as I say, I am figuring these out. These are not coming from a book. So my logic was a little fuzzy, and it's because none of the other categories seemed even remotely right. You know, electrical, fluid, it's not going to work for a barrel. So an egg is an example of what type of technology? Is it structural technology, fluid technology, material technology, or all of the above? Anybody want to get? Oh, look, Brooklyn saying all of the above. Everybody thinks all of the above. And that is because exactly the problem we ran into with a barrel. A lot of things have multiple technologies in them. So let's talk through an egg. An egg is definitely a structure. It's one of the most wonderful structures around. The strength of an egg is amazing. We say as delicate as an egg, if you hold a raw egg in your hand and you squeeze it, do not stick your finger into it or anything, just try and squeeze it. You can squeeze as hard as you possibly can and you will not be able to break that egg unless there's a flaw in it. An egg is an incredibly strong structure. An egg is filled with fluid. Thus, it is also fluid technology, right? The albumin and the yolk are all fluids. And it is material technology, that an egg is a thing that you could use as a material or to make paint or to make omelets. So it is all of the above. All right. All right, let's get back to our module. I just wanted to provide the opportunity. I know we talked about this last week. I know that everything that's going on in the world today is difficult, hurtful, hard to understand, and scary. I'll admit that I am scared. I just don't know where this is all going. I saw a wonderful article on 1984. I don't know if any of you ever read George Orwell's book, 1984. But the thesis of it was that the party in control was trying to make people believe that 2 + 2 = 5. And I hate to say, that is what the lies that have been told are doing to America. That people have been brainwashed. People really believe that 2 + 2 = 5. That is a real problem. Okay, that's my 2 cents. Does anyone have anything they would like to bring up? I just wanted to offer the chance. All right.
I also happened to read 1984 for class this year, and it was like this whole idea of double thinking and everything, where it was like you they would like they had like the Ministry of Truth, and they would like change the history or whatever to fit their the government's like whole agenda. And so I think that there are a lot of similarities in
It
terms.
is. It's a very wonderful book. And people always talk about things being Orwellian. That's what they are referring to. It's a great book, and particularly for 9th through 12th. Let's get into what we're doing. Let's get back on something fun and positive. We are working on mechanical technology and fluid technology. I've picked out a video too that I want to show you. That's another video from my former work with the student reporting labs. I hate to say it is terrible quality, but there is a wonderful woman engineer who is going to explain how a jet engine works for you in 2 minutes or less. My favorite is you can actually explain how a jet engine works in 4 words. The words are suck, squeeze, bang, blow. That's how a jet engine works. Let me quickly go over structural technology. Structural technology has the hint holding up or in. All right, let me present. So structural technology is a technology system that forms or puts parts and materials together to create supports, containers, shelters, connectors, and functional shapes. Legs of a chair are applications of structural technology. They support a chair. City water tower, swimming pool, buildings, storm sewer, airplane wing, satellite. Oh, wait till you see some of this haunted house things. All right, those are all structural. See, this is why I was saying barrel. All right, the space station, the water tower, the airplane, the bridges, the arch holding the bridge. These are all structures. The structure of a building is the internal frame and the building. This pool is a container for water. Material technology. Substances found in nature and human-made or both, okay? Materials technology is a technology system of producing, altering, and combining materials. Plywood, altered and combined material. A plywood has wood and glue in it, all right? Producing paper from wood, producing aluminum from ore, drilling holes in wood, annealing to soften metal, casting ceramic, welding metal, laminating wood. Those are all materials technologies. There's my egg, okay? All right, that's that. Let me go back and show you. All right. We are going to look at suck, squeeze, bang, blow, how a jet engine works. Okay, I believe, hang on. Are you seeing this and hearing it full screen?
There's 4 parts of making air conditioning work, and squares, anyways,
Yes?
how I was taught was 4 parts are suck, squeeze, bang, blow. So you suck air in the front of the engine, that's like this part. So you, again, if they're hitting in the front of the engine, they're actually doing like
Hang on, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna,
squeeze, so this whole front part
I'm gonna start again and make
here
sure
is called the
that
compressor
this is
section.
presenting right.
It's a series of rotating blades and vanes that
Let's
direct the
take
air.
this back to
And
0.
that squeezes.
Okay. For some reason the quality of this video is incredibly bad. So I'm gonna keep it small so that it's not so grainy for you, all right? All right.
There's 4 parts of making air conditioning work, and squares, but I would say anyways, how I was taught was 4 parts are suck, squeeze, bang, blow. So you suck air in the front of the engine, that's like this part. So you, again, if they're hitting in the front of the engine, they're actually doing like sucked in. Squeeze, so this whole front part here is called the compressor section. It's a series of rotating blades and vanes that direct the air. And that squeezes or compresses the air down. So there's a lot of energy put into it. And it starts to heat up as it gets squeezed. Then you enter in the combustor section. And the combustor, basically that's the bang part, right? So you inject fuel, and it's really hot, and you have an ignition source with a flame. And that causes basically explosions at the engine. And then that exploded air out the back goes to the turbine section, which in turn also helps to turn the compressor. So it's like a self-driving system. And then the air that was exploded in the combustion section flies out back and propels forward. So that's how you get the thrust that carries the engine forward. So again, successfully fan glow, you take the air in, press it down, you explode it, essentially the combustion section, and then it shoots out the back. You get the blowing air that propels it there. That kind of makes sense. It's a lot of like pressure and heat work. That's what we're capitalizing on as an engine. And there's a lot of rotating parts, and again, it gets very hot, which is part of the trouble we need to deal with. So that back part of the engine, the turbine section, is so hot that we can only use certain materials, and that's what we're working on, developing new materials for out of ceramics that can deal with higher temperatures. Because we're kind of, the good thing is we've engineered really well over the last 50 years. We're at the efficiency limit in a lot of materials and engines. But the bad news is we're at that limit, right? We can't operate any hotter. Things will start to melt.
Okay. So how about that? How about the idea that we are at the edge of our materials technology when it comes to jet engines? That we have created as hot a jet engine as we can with the materials known to man. Materials technology, finding new materials is an amazing science, and I have worked with several people that are materials technologists. The equipment that you work with is just incredible. So let me show you, this is a video. I just want you to see sort of the state of the art. This is also a jet engine. We are going to be going through a 3D model of a jet engine. These are the types of things that you would learn how to create if you become an engineer. You will see the quality and detail and the ability to look anywhere inside an enclosed engine by using this type of 3D CAD technology. All right. Here we go. Now, one quick question. When I went full screen last time, did it work? Were you seeing the full screen? That's right. I'll make this work. Okay, so I am sure. So are you seeing this full screen? Anybody?
Yes.
Yes, okay, sorry. This is very slow, so I'm going to skip a little bit. Pretty dramatic music, right? Come on, guys. Okay, that's a jet engine. What I did want to show was when she was talking about the materials that they are developing, she is talking about the materials and the need for ceramics in these turbofans. That each blade of this fan, I am guessing, is a ceramic module. If you look, you'll see they have made these blades so that they can easily be replaced. That if one blade has the slightest damage, they can swap it out and replace it. Here, let's.
Stable and uniform run-up in hot or cold conditions. Axial blade attachment grooves allow blade replacement without rotor removal. The turbine discs are bolted to the compressor rotor and supported with mineral oil lubricated long life tilting pad bearings. The balancing planes allow field balancing on site without disassembly.
So think about your car tires. Your car tires have to be balanced because if they get out of balance, they go thump, 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 and you get a vibration in your wheel. Think of what would happen in a jet engine if this central core got unbalanced somehow. The speed that that thing is spinning at, the slightest change is going to make a real difference. All right, that's all I wanted to look at in this one. It's 11 minutes long. It is not worth us taking class time. All right. Okay, where are we? Okay. I wanted to take a look.
Fluids used in mechanical systems come in many different types. The type of fluid chosen for a particular application depends on its characteristics. One of the most important characteristics of a fluid is its viscosity. Viscosity is defined as a fluid's resistance to flow. Fluids with low viscosity flow very easily. Water is a type of fluid with low viscosity. Fluids with high viscosity are more resistant to flow. Honey is a type of fluid with a high viscosity. Therefore, honey is more viscous than water. Another characteristic of fluids is the viscosity index. This rating relates the flow of a fluid with its temperature. Many fluids begin to flow more easily as temperature increases. The viscosity index is the measurement of this characteristic. A high viscosity index indicates a small oil viscosity change with temperature. A low viscosity index indicates a large oil viscosity change with temperature. Compressibility is another characteristic of fluids. It measures the change in volume of a fluid as a response to a change in pressure. Fluids, such as gases, are highly compressible. Their volumes change significantly when placed under pressure. Liquid fluids also have a compressibility factor. Water and petroleum-based hydraulic fluid are almost completely incompressible. They don't compress when put under pressure. This characteristic is what allows them to be used to transmit power in fluid systems. Years ago, water was used as the first hydraulic fluid because there was no other liquid available in such large quantities at such a low cost. There are some major drawbacks to using water as a working fluid. Due to its low viscosity, it is difficult to pump. Additionally, the speed at which it flows through the system causes an effect known as wire drawing. Wire drawing occurs when the water flow erodes or scores a pathway in the metal of machinery as it goes around corners and through orifices. It also has corrosive effects on metal machinery. Over time, petroleum-based hydraulic fluids have become much more cost-effective. For starters, it has a lower specific gravity than any other liquid and can be pumped with less power loss. It also lubricates as it works through the system and has little corrosive effects on metal machinery. Flammability is an issue, but with the development of synthetic oils, alternatives to water remain the preferred working fluid. Several factors should be considered when designing a fluid system that uses a petroleum-based hydraulic fluid. The first is cleanliness. Oil never wears out, but it can become so contaminated that it is unfit for further use. Fluid systems frequently employ filters throughout the system to help reduce contaminants. They may also require complete fluid replacement after certain time intervals, and this can become cost prohibitive with larger systems. Another factor common to hydraulic fluids are the use of additives. Additives can be used to reduce aeration and the production of bubbles as the fluid travels rapidly throughout the system. They can be used to administer corrosion inhibitors within the reservoir, and they can be used as a demulsifying agent, which helps the fluid resist mixing with water. The choice of modern fluids is so wide that when designing a new system, fluid characteristics such as viscosity, viscosity index, cleanliness, filtration, and additives should be considered as early as possible in the design process.
Okay. One last thing I want to look at. This is passive solar house systems. We're just going to watch a couple minutes. What is interesting about this is these are the kinds of systems we've been looking at. Heating systems, closed loop systems, open loop systems. So let's just see a little bit of this. Oh, that's right. It doesn't come up on that. Not you, not you, not you. No, it's not the future of plumbing. I'm sorry, hang on, I will grab it out of the module. Sorry, my link just didn't work. So let's go.
In hand team for this project to meet all of the client's goals. So because this is a passive house, it's naturally going to have a very...
So this is a passive solar house, and these are the different types of heating systems in it. The reason I'm showing this is a whole new industry. The idea of green architecture, green systems, systems that are fuel efficient, systems that are energy efficient.
Very low energy demand, both for heating and cooling. And often systems, people like to choose really simple systems relying on electric resistance to make sure to meet the energy needs for the building. But here we wanted to go also with a net zero building. So it's really important to reduce energy consumption wherever possible. And heating and cooling still is a substantial load as well as ventilation. So we wanted to make sure that a solar PV system could provide all of the energy for that building. So we're going to be talking about the systems we have here today. Right in front of us is part of our heating and domestic hot water system. It's actually a heat pump. And a heat pump is a device that essentially moves energy from one place to another. It's not like a furnace that burns a fuel like gas or uses electricity to make heat. It actually runs on electricity to move that heat, in this case from the outside to the inside of the house. And in doing so, it amplifies the amount of heat in the air or in the fluid so that it can be enough to heat the house comfortably to 68 or 70 degrees. So in this case, this is our indoor part of the heat pump, and then there's an outdoor part. And together they work together to create hot water, which can be used for in-floor heating in this case, as well as domestic hot water purposes. Okay, so we're looking at the radiant heating system at the Corona House that provides tempering to the building through the floors, And we actually have 3 different zones that you can see really clearly right here. In a lot of homes that have a radiant floor system with more typical construction, they'll have 6 or 8 different zones because there are different needs in different parts of the building, and the temperature is not always consistent. In a passive house, temperatures are really, really even across surfaces, across walls and windows and floors. So we're able to use a much simpler system, more elegant system. Some passive houses might only have 1 zone, and that works really well for big open spaces. In our case, we have 3 distinct wings of the building, so we have 3 zones accordingly. We use really smart design using the heat pump here. One of the features that we have here is this valve here that switches between providing domestic hot water and water to the floor system. What's nice about that is that we can control those temperatures differently. We don't have to heat all of that water up to domestic hot water's level, which is about 120 degrees. Instead, the floor can operate at much, much lower temperatures, meaning you're getting the highest efficiency out of the heat pump. In fact, it will operate at different temperatures depending on how cold it is outside. The colder it is outside, the warmer it'll make the water in the floor. So another interesting aspect of this mechanical room is really how compact everything is. This area in front of me contains pretty much all of the equipment for the entire house. Whereas a normal house with a forced air furnace would have a large box and it's moving a lot of air because that's how the heat is moved. Water is a much better carrier of heat. So we can move all of the heat of the house in this one small pipe. And because we're, again, going for net zero, we have this really small, efficient pump. It's a variable speed pump, and it uses a tiny amount of electricity, kind of akin to the way LED light uses a fraction of the energy of a normal incandescent bulb. So with this system, we're able to move the energy through the house in a variable way that uses the minimum amount of electricity all the time.
Okay, that's it. All right, we are on to working on our projects. Okay, so let's go. I hope that gives you some better background in terms of mechanical and fluid systems. I think that's bringing home the kinds of things, the kinds of people that work on these and where the future is. These are the core elements of a lot of systems, okay? So right now, we are working on our Unit 4C assignment, the Haunted House Dream House, Mechanical and Fluid Technology. I have started building mine, but right now you can work on doing your vocabulary quizzes if you didn't do that last week. I went through during doing a vocabulary quiz. These are really easy right now. Again, the words are right here in the top of the assignment: mechanical technology, fluid technology. Those are the 2 words for week 7. Yes, they are more than 1 word apiece. All you need to do is you identify the word mechanical technology. You define it. I am giving you the definitions right here. Remember, you've got to scroll down. You've got to scroll down, and here we are. Oh, look, here's mechanical technology, the technology of putting moving parts together to produce and control and transmit motion. All I have to do is just copy that and drop it in my vocab quiz. Ideally, you give it a reference from the PowerPoint presentation, the technology of putting moving parts together. Then you need a picture. I have great difficulty making the links work for the pictures. I know other people do too. So try downloading the pictures and then uploading an actual image. That could help you. I'm always sad when I get a link instead of a picture. Excuse me. Okay, so right now you can be working on whatever you'd like. I'm going to show 2 projects for last week, just to show how simple and how easy this can be and some of the fun ideas. One of my favorite things is a box of danger in the haunted house. They've just got a box of danger. If you're ever feeling bored, you can take a peek. But these are the kinds of things I want you dreaming up, all right? So let me go. I learned that I am not a great slide maker. Okay, so here's the project that I started today, all right, in the last class. So one thing I learned was how to make a background, to use an image as a background in my presentation on Google Slides. I didn't realize I needed to click change background in order to put an image in to have it cover the whole slide. I can browse my computer. Let's see what this is going to turn out like. I'm dying to see what this looks like as a background. There we go. It squished it. Look at that. It squished the whole thing in there.
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not, am I? Yep. Thank you. Okay, so what I was saying was that this is the project that I started making in the last period. I figured I was going to show how to make one dream house example and one haunted house example. So let's see what I'm working on here. First, I made a background. I put my dream house, Core Technologies 4C, William Swift. Oh, actually, this is 4B because we're talking about structural and materials. So let's go in here and make that B. So this is structural and materials is what 4B was looking at. This week's project is mechanical and fluid. So I created sort of a lame, I'm not sure why there's a P there. Oh, that's what it is. It's a 9 core technologies. I just copied them in, electrical, optical, structural. I've got the definitions in the thing. It doesn't look great. I could do a better job there, but that's fine. Now, this has got my name on it, the name of my project, and which piece we're doing for B. I have 2 slides, and I'm going to use this on every single project I do, 4A through 4E. The next thing I need is a title slide for the technology I'm going to be identifying. So, structural technology. Ask me why this stuff is. I want this centered. So I'm going to go into here, find my alignments. Why? Why is that click to add still showing up? Oh well. So structural technology, technology putting together parts. Then I go into my examples, all right? So I'm taking this, I'm not good at making arrows in my, I wonder, oh, there we go, arrows. You think we can change them? Ooh, look. All right, I can probably squish it too. Oh, there we go. And then here, that's better. I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, so in my explanation, I'm going to make these bigger and bolder so that hopefully they show up a little better. Remember, when you're making these, you want to make them as easy for the user to use as possible. Okay. So I'm just saying the edge of the building is what's supporting the structure. It's structural technology. All right. Ooh, you're going to like this shot. What about this? Okay. So I am just going to say, I'm going to make myself an arrow. Right. And I am going to squish it down, turn it sideways, and what? I'm going to make a text box and say, pillar Okay. Make that bold. Let's make it bigger. And yeah, I don't know. I think it might show up better if it was white. The weird thing is they all seem to be hiding in those 3 dots. Well, let's make this white and see. So this says pillar. A pillar is an example of structural technology because it supports the structure. I think I'd spell correctly. Okay, I'm going to keep going through doing these. I can say the windows. The windows are an example of structural technology. They form the walls of the room. The desk. The desk is an example of structural technology because it's a structure. All right. Let me show you a couple other projects that people have already done. Whoa, there it is, the box of danger. My fave. Okay, this is a haunted house, 4B. All right, core technologies. See how she used 2 slides to make them, just like I did, because there's so much there. The people who made their 1 slide work are really impressive because this is tricky. This just looks like a big block of text and it's not easy to read. You want to break it up a bit if you can. I would reduce the font, give it a little more space in between. Maybe I would make the technologies a different color, electrical technology, optical, to just give some separation in there. All right. But this is great. Then we get our slide, structural technology, and a nice example of it, the Brooklyn Bridge. Okay, then she's going through some features of her haunted house that I've already seen before at night, but these are daytime shots. So the swamp bridge can be found passing over the swamp that is home to the swamp monster. Some say at night they hear mysterious crying noises coming from under the bridge. This is structural technology because it uses bricks and other materials to create a supported structure that connects 2 places. In this case, it connects the entry of the forest to the entry of the house while passing over the swamp. Okay, the spy nest. Spy nest is an elevated structure supported by logs. See how she's using smaller pictures to give herself room to write. If you want, you can use 1 picture to show multiple aspects of your technology. It just gives you a lot more space if you only do 1. If you're using multiple pieces on 1 shot, try and arrange it so that it looks appropriate. I'll show you an example. The haunted water tower, tall and dark, supposedly haunted. Now, the spooky sewer, I like that. What is at the end of the sewer found under the haunted house? The answer no one really knows. Could it be the Kraken? If you stand at the entrance, sometimes you can hear footsteps or scratching against the wall. This is structural technology because it connects 2 places and incorporates different supports and functional shapes to create a structure. Okay, the toxic aquarium. Then we get into material technology, all right? The pure iron witch pot. I'm glad our witches use a good product. Bronze bells, beautiful bronze bells. So bronze is a material. So a set of bells are located at the top of the haunted house and are much louder than normal bells to give people a good scare as they ring on random intervals.
Are we supposed to be saying that, or are you just going over it?
Are you supposed to be what?
Saying the haunted house.
You are seeing it. Oh my God. Again, once again, I am so sorry. How does this happen to me? No, I thought that when I brought it out, it would have kept sharing in there. I'm so sorry. Thank you for sharing, for telling me. You think I'd figure this out. All right, so going back. There's the haunted house. Here are the core technologies. See how it's sort of one big block? You know, you want it to be readable. You want this to be a nice user experience. Here is structural technology so she has her title, she has her 2 cards for the core technologies. That's going to be used on every single project. Then we have one card showing our technology and the Brooklyn Bridge. And then we have 5 examples: the Swamp Bridge, the Spy Nest, the Haunted Water Tower, the Spooky Sewer, and the Toxic Aquarium. Then we get our card for material technology, all right? Material technology is a technology system producing, altering, combining materials. So the Pure Iron Witch's Pot, that's a material. Bronze bells, bronze is a material. Steel fence, steel is a material. The Box of Danger. This mysterious box can be found in one of the rooms, but only the brave will open it to reveal what's inside. The box uses materials technology because it involves the altering of wood to create the box. The box needs to be cut up, holes are drilled in it, and then it is all put together. These are all alterations that are necessary in creating the box. The wood is also combined with other materials like certain metals, which make it a part of materials technology. The dropping tile floor. This may look like ordinary tile floor, but don't be fooled. They randomly cave in and cause guests to fall down to the Kraken. All right, now her works are perfectly cited. This is what we call the ADA citations. You have the name of the author, you have the name of the magazine or the article, retrieved from the date and the URL. That is really beautiful, okay? Here's a question. I have a question about the project. Are we supposed to do mechanical and fluid technology, or do we choose between the two? You are doing both. That is why it is a 40-point project. The one that was only biotechnology was a 20-point project. So each project we do from now on, now till we get to 4E, is going to be two core technologies, so that we get the 9 core technologies covered in 5 projects. Okay, so you do the title, your 9 core technologies, then a title for mechanical technology and the definition, 5 slides showing examples of mechanical technology in your haunted house. So this could be a dumb waiter, a trap door, the giant wood chipper in the basement for disposing of bodies. Those kinds of things would all be mechanical technology. Then you're going to have the next title card that is going to be fluid, or fluid technology. And then you're going to show 5 examples of fluid technology. All right, so fluid technology in a haunted house could be the genetically modified vaccine in his syringe. The vaccine is a fluid, the syringe is fluid technology. It is something that works with fluid. And that is how, and what kind of technology would a syringe be? Is it hydraulic or pneumatic technology? Hydraulic, it's using liquid. What about the dread puffer? So the mad scientist will strap you down on a table and take a little puffer, and he will puff at you, and it drives you crazy. Trust me. The puffer is fluid technology because it is using air. You're squeezing a ball and air is coming out. That air is a fluid. What else could we do in a haunted house? Let me be quiet now. Any other particular questions? Someone's asking when I'm going to be available on Wednesday for check-in. Technically, our check-in is at period 8 of Blair, 1:45 to 2:05. We're the last one, 1:45 to 2:05 for me. But I am only using one link for my Wednesday check-in. So typically you can come earlier than that, particularly after lunch. My afternoons are usually slower than my mornings because I teach computer science and we're all doing apps and people are having trouble. So you can come anytime between 12:30 and 205, and I should be on that link. Okay? Let me know your thoughts. Sometimes I can write to you and explain things. All right, so I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna start building out my haunted house part of mine so that we can all see it, all right? And I'm learning some of the difficulties that you're facing in getting these done. So let's stop sharing. Let's start sharing and do my whole desktop. That's what I should have done to begin with. Okay, so now what I need is I need to insert more slides. I have a Mac and I'm going to do Command Y to give me some more slides. Once you do an action, you can always repeat it with Command Y. So this is going to be my title for that was structural. So now I need material technology. And the problem is there are live links in here. All right, that's probably way too many slides. Put that in the top. Stuff in the bottom. So I want these bigger and I want them centered. All right, so I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to make it bigger so I can actually see it. And I want to center it. The only way I can get to center, I learned, is I got to hit these guys and then go here. Okay, now let's center that. No, that doesn't look good. Let's keep it. Let's just. Okay, materials technology, technology producing and altering. That looks good. Maybe I'm going to give my background just a little buff. Ew. That makes it look terrible. All right, well, we're not going to do that. Okay, so there's my definition. Now I need some haunted house stuff. All right, let's look. So I'm searching scary house exterior. Let's see what I got. I like that one. Actually, I know what I want. Okay, then I'm going to open it and I'm going to save the image. I'm going to make a new folder in here for haunted. And let's go to Mm. Let me just- Why isn't this letting me down? All right, class is over. I did just want to show you one image just as you run away. I'm sorry, this is showing more than I want to be of a student's work. This is the idea of what a page with 3 examples could look like. One image showing 3 different things. It's very clean, very easy to understand. You don't have to use one picture for every, for each example if you can point at different things and give a clean explanation. All right? Great job, guys. Please get that work in. I am going to be doing a lot of grading today and tomorrow. I am sorry that I am behind. I will let everyone have an accurate idea of where they are, hopefully by the end of Wednesday. Great job, team.
Thank
Thank
Okay, you are
you.
free to go.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Sorry for the sharing. I
Thank
don't
you,
know why it
Mr. Swift.
confounds me so.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Oh, wait, I have a question.
Sure.
Um, so I had my SSL hours from when school opened, but I kept on forgetting to like send in the paper because I wasn't sure where to like put it in and stuff.
Right, right.
Yeah. So is there like a specific teacher or a place do I send the paper to?
I don't know because I don't deal with that program, but let me ask someone who should know, okay?
Okay.
So you have done SSL hours on your own and you need to report it to whoever the gatekeeper is, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll find that out.
Okay, thank you so much.
No worries. Anybody else? Question?
Bye, have a great day.
You bet. Bye, Chanel.
Bye, Mr. Swift.
Bye.
Mr. Swift,
Yep,
did you get a haircut?
I certainly did.
Oh, it looks nice.
Why, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
It's COVID short.
Oh,
Jackson, what are you doing in there? Jackson,
What's up, mister?
hey, how can I help
Bye,
you?
mister. No, nothing.
Just hanging?
Yeah.
All right,
Bye.
I want to see a project from you, Jackson. I want you passing, please.
Okay.
All right, get on it. Hey, Lilta, can I help you? Nope.